This is 3 common mistakes when it comes to shares. Firstly, setting up a limited company with only 1 share. Now, this is fine if it's only ever going to be you involved in the company, but what if in the future you want to add a business partner, someone wants to invest and buy shares, you want to transfer some to a spouse? How are you going to do that with 1 share? A better idea is to set the company up with 100 shares to start with, then at least you have some flexibility if you need to make any changes. The second thing that I come across is people voting different levels of dividends on the same shares. So if you've got 100 ordinary shares and 2 of you own 50 each, you should be taking half the amount of dividends each. We also come across people voting different levels of dividends because they have A and B shares, but they have standard articles. Now, some people think that just because they've got 50 ordinary A shares and 50 ordinary B, that they could vote a dividend of £50,000 over here for the ordinary A and £20,000 dividend over here for the ordinary B. If you've got standard articles, you can't do that. The only way to be able to vote different levels of dividends when you've got alphabet shares is to have non-standard articles that say in them that you're allowed to do so. And the third common mistake that we see when it comes to shares is when it comes to updating confirmation statements. So for example, you start your company with 100 ordinary shares. You then decide to issue 50 new shares to a new investor. What quite often happens is people will update the confirmation statement, which is the annual form that goes into Companies House, to show the new shareholder has 50 shares. You're missing a bit in between. You need to issue those shares via a form SH01 and potentially, depending on the articles, submit new articles to Companies House and a special resolution. So there can be quite a few things that are needed, but quite often we see the jump straight to the confirmation statement with the changes and nothing in between. If you haven't increased the share capital by a form SH01, those shares don't exist. Now, it is a lot cheaper to set a company up yourself directly at Companies House, but you can avoid a lot of these problems if you just pay a professional to do it for you. If you've liked this video and you want to see more, then subscribe to our YouTube channel.